Ooh.
Unknown. Wait, can you click him for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Go over to the right. Notes, psychopath, go to the right again.
Play it? Have we played these yet?
No.
Let's do it.
You know I murdered your commissioner tonight, right? So what makes you think I give two fucks what some dumbass dirty cop's gotta say?
I got it from reliable sources. Penguin is making a move on Falcone territory. The Falcones got no idea what's coming.
And this concerns me because...
You don't care if Penguin takes over their racket?
Why should I?
I don't know. I mean, there's a balance right now, and you're at the top. But one of these other types starts making too much money, and that balance will...
You know what I know? What I know is that I don't like balance. Balance is boring, and boring is a four-letter word in my book. No, balance. Balance is what's wrong with this city. We need to upset the balance, kick it over, light it on fire, and then see what comes scurrying out.
Huh. So is that because that was Joker?
That was totally Joker, yeah, for sure. Should we do the second one?
Yeah.
Boss? Huh? Oh, right, that's me.
Are you feeling okay?
Never better. I've got a new lease on life. Granted, it came with some added mileage, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's the first Thursday of the month, right?
So it is. Good job. Observation and initiative are the keys to advancement. I have my eye on you.
It's just that normally you have me drop off the commissioner's commission every month.
Well, of course I knew that. But I'm rethinking our arrangement with my good friend, the commissioner.
Okay. You're the boss?
That's right. I am.
Interesting. Huh.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
There's a
those are
bunch
cool.
of them in there, actually. How do I get back to that? Profiles?
Well, I think a lot of people, us included, probably never listened to quite all these in Origins.
No.
But yeah, there's tapes for certain characters, not for others.
That's interesting. So do you think Black Mask has them?
The real Black Mask?
Oh, no, he didn't have them.
No.
Didn't look like it, yeah.
I think only certain characters do.
That's okay.
I don't really understand how that was an extortion file, though. Like, there was nothing to extort him on.
No. I don't
Like-
like that either, yeah. It's just,
Your name is unknown. I'll tell people your name is unknown.
You're in real trouble, pal.
No, please, don't do it. Joker just does whatever he wants. Is there anything else at the top of the map? Like,
Good
way over...
question.
No.
I think we've done it all.
No, let's get out of here. Let's go up to the
That's
city.
official.
That's good, because these buildings are some of the most annoying places to do in these
I'd
games.
rather be out in the open the whole time, yeah.
Yeah.
The buildings are kind of annoying.
Well, because the buildings takes forever. It's just a maze.
And you have to look at the map constantly, and especially ones that are kind of convoluted like this, it takes so long.
I will also say, I kind of think that the building design in this game is pretty bad compared to some of the others in terms of just being a maze.
I agree. Like,
And-
Asylum is pretty easy to navigate. I'd say City is a little confusing, but for the most part, it's really not that bad. It's just bigger. There's more to know, you know?
This might be a reference that flies a little over your head, but not really because you played Bloodborne. You know how in Bloodborne the map kind of flows together?
Yes.
Dark Souls 1 is the same way, right? But Dark Souls 2 was made by some of the same and some different people. And the map is much more convoluted and like almost tacked together in certain points instead of
Really?
flowing. This game reminds me of that. Parts of it definitely flow. Other parts it kind of seems like, let's just jam this on here. You know, like, well, we'll make it fit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of odd.
Are they making another Dark Souls game?
So, my opinion, eventually, definitely, because it
Okay.
just makes way too much money.
Oh, for
Officially, right now, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Officially, right now, they're doing other stuff.
Interesting.
But, you know, I'm in the minority here. I'm not as interested in some of the more recent stuff, like Sekiro and stuff. Like, I'm still interested in it.
Did you play it ever?
Only watched it.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm more interested in, like, the world and stuff like that of, you know, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, the older stuff.
Sure. Okay.
I'll still give it a chance, though, you know, on my own. I don't think it's fair to just watch part of it and be like, no, not for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still will. It's just I really like that old stuff they did. It was so good. I don't know how to describe it, but the worlds felt alive. The characters were interesting. You would find secrets every time you played. You'd find something kind of that felt new to you, at least.
Well, they're massive, and they don't hold your hand in those games at all, do they?
No, two holds your hand the most.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, 2 is kind of the one that if you were going to play one, I would start you on 2.
I played through a good chunk of Bloodborne.
You really should play the rest of it at some point.
I got to the spider, and then I think I beat
Oh,
the
Rom.
spider and stopped, yeah.
Rom, the vacuous spider.
I hated that guy. He was the worst.
He was the worst. I know you're not as into the balls kicked in difficulty type stuff.
Sure.
But I would seriously recommend Dark Souls 2 to you at some point. It's not the pinnacle of Dark Souls. Anyone watching this who like wants you to experience like the artistic vision of Dark Souls is going to cringe at this. But you don't need one to play that one, and I would call it the easiest out of the From Software games of Souls 1, 2, 3, Demon's Souls, Bloodborne. It is by far the easiest.
I thought for some reason you didn't like that one.
The original release of Dark Souls 2 was kind of a mess.
Okay.
The PS3 360 release.
Yeah.
But the new version of the game, Scholar of the First Sin, on PS4 and PC and Xbox One, I guess it's not at all new anymore. Basically, a director's cut is a lot better. It has all the DLC packaged in. It's just overall a better product. And I think it's better balanced mostly. I think mostly the things like the hit markers that were off are mostly better.
Okay.
It's not perfect at all, but it's the easiest. There's a really good world building type character building stuff in it where you can make your own character, and I have no idea how to get out of here.
I don't know how to get out of here, dude. Because I went out and I tried to go out that exit.
Right.
And the door didn't open.
We have
it
to find
gated
a,
off.
Let's try to find a way back into the GCPD.
Right. Okay.
Let's try and do that.
All right.
But yeah, no, like I would say that it's I'm like really losing my mind here. I'm sorry.
No. It's all right.
I would say that it's probably one of the best for building your own character and making them unique, and I love that. And also, it has the best New Game Plus type stuff in the series because
2 does.
yeah, what
Okay.
it does that's more interesting than most of the other ones it has the most unique amount of hidden items that only show up in subsequent playthroughs. So things like boosted items like armor or rings that are more powerful that you get your second time through that you can't get the first time through.
Yeah.
That have higher stats, and so it incentivizes you to actually replay the game and get a better thing. Other than just like, do you want it to be harder? It's more like, well, you're a lot stronger now. Plus, hey, do you want this ring that maybe does plus 25% more damage against fire instead of plus 10? Stuff like that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it makes you want to keep the same character a couple times through the game instead of just like throw them out after you play through it once and restart.
Make a new build, right?
Yeah, I think that it does the best job of incentivizing you to keep a build for 2 or 3 playthroughs out of probably the whole series.
Interesting. Okay.
So there is stuff that game does best, but
It says exit. Is it above the elevator? No. Okay. So can you go up further? Maybe? Oh, this could be it. If we can go up. This is totally it. Yeah, because then we go up to the very top. Oh, that's big cringe.
what that?
We were right there.
Well, it's not exactly easy to do.
Okay, and then... Is it your... Yes. Crap.
All right, well, gonna ignore that.
Oh, no, dude!
All right, it would be a lot easier.
This is some real Batman stuff right here. Be the Batman.
Well, come on.
Go through this door.
They didn't make it easy at all. That's like terrible.
And we're out. Oh my! And we never have to go back.
We owe them a few more minutes, don't you think? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Oh, apparently
That's
there's guys
fair.
here.
That's fair.
They don't work inside at all. They only work in the freezing blizzard cold.
Yeah.
All right, on our way. What is next on the agenda?
Okay, well, to get hit in the butt by a
Getting
shield.
battered.
Whoa. That shield went straight up to heaven.
Well done to you. Yeah, those Dark Souls games are crazy, man. Are they kind of like the first of their kind? You know, and very because I guess I'm not familiar with a lot of games that are like that.
I totally know what you mean. Should we do this too?
Might as well.
But not really. I mean, yes and no, because they had made brutally difficult games like that before. I would say they spawned a genre, but they weren't the first of their kind of like difficult games that didn't hold the player's hand and pushed them. I just think gaming kind of went away from that for a long time because gaming kind of became more casual.
Yeah.
You know, for anybody. It's not a diss. It's just that's what it is. You know, you have things like the Wii, right, and all these other things that are very clearly designed for anyone, not just, you know, Joe hardcore gamer who, you know, plays the most difficult things. And
Sounds like a real sex god.
he is. He definitely is.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it.
Yeah. I mean, of course I know him. He's me.
He's me.
Yeah, you know, the gaming went away from that a little bit, I'd say, and it kind of became for anybody. You know, you had sports games coming to prominence, you had shooters and other stuff like that. And I think that it was kind of a wake-up call for developers that there was, you know, more of a market for difficult games again, and not just to make people mad, because that is a misconception with that franchise, is that, oh, it's just designed to make people mad and it's just brutally difficult and that's all it has going. It's like, I understand it's hard, but it's more like brutally difficult compared to what you're used to, not, you know, compared to some things. Like, there's old games that make the Dark Souls games at their most difficult look pathetically easy. So it's certainly not, I'm gonna try to do this crime real quick, then run in there.
Of course.
It's not like it, you know, came along and set the bar and was the hardest game ever made. It's more just people weren't used to that anymore because times changed a little bit, I think, you know?
No, and you see that you mentioned sports games. Like, sports games went through a monumental change. I think in around, I'd say probably like the really early 2010s is when you started to see a giant shift, at least from what I remember, where, and maybe that was where a lot of games changed and where it became a bit more mainstream. I think the Xbox 360 was obviously, I think it's in its heyday at that time, and the PS2 was still a big deal, but PS2, you didn't see as much online gaming as far as, like, you know...
yeah, pretty rare, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't very common there. So
one of the biggest ones I can think of is Battlefront 2. There were, like, online servers
and stuff.
But,
sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was very much a novelty. Xbox Live, you know, was in its early days, like, during... I mean, I guess... I don't know if I'd say it's early, but Xbox Live wasn't even, like, considered a big deal at all during most of the original's life cycle.
Yeah.
So you're right.
And then the 360 came around, and then... you started to see a shift with, I mean, Call of Duty, I think, was big before then, but you have online servers with the 360, and I'm sure with PC before then too, but nonetheless, Modern Warfare 2 was a huge step and was ginormous for a lot of people. But then, like in sports games, going back to my point, is that there you had the online servers you could play online, which is great, but that's, I think, when you started to see the Ultimate Team started to be created, you started to see the microtransactions really come to prominence. And now you've got NBA 2K 22, where you are on a yacht playing basketball, and you have guys skateboarding around, you have dudes riding scooters, you have all this stuff going on, which is cool and it's on its, you know, on its surface, but you're paying money for all this stuff on top of the, say you get the $100 collector's edition, you're still paying money on top of that to get all this stuff, to buy packs. And so the gaming industry, I think, has changed a lot in good and bad ways. You have things like Dark Souls, where it, you know, kind of, it's changed over the years, where it's come to prominence, and a lot of people who maybe never would have played those games, it's one of their favorite games of all time. They're great games. I think if you go in the garage.
Oh yeah, around the side of the building.
Yeah, I think it's in the garage.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. But I think, I just think it's changed a lot in a way that's, like, frustrating with sports games. Because I used to love sports games where, like, me and my brother would sit on the couch and we'd play a game of NHL, like NHL 05, or like, you know, we'd play Madden.
Madden 07.
Madden 07, dude, it was great.
Training camp.
Yeah, dude, you did like the 40, and you did bench press, and you did your combine, you created your guy. And like, you just, like, it's not to take away and say that it's all necessarily bad with online. It just seems that online has completely sullied the couch co-op for some reason.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
You just don't see it anymore. And that bums me out, because...
Didn't they say that the new Halo was launching without it even? And it's a staple of that franchise.
That's what I did. We played Halo 3 on Banshees. You just sat there for hours. You could make your own worlds. You could go nuts with Halo and couch co-op. You go over to your friends and play Halo for 6 hours. That's what you did. But if that's completely gone, I mean, it just doesn't matter anymore. You know, it's just not something that's important because everyone, especially now after the pandemic too, staying home is like that's what you should be doing. You know, is what you've been told. That's what you've been told to do. You know, so it's like when you stay home and you can just play online. It's like couch co-op is, I think, more dead than it's ever been, and I think that's really sad because that's like what I grew up with, and it's one of my favorite things. But
Manny P, is that anyone you know? Maybe could you look it up on your phone real quick?
Manny P.
I'm wondering if
that's the
DC
famous
Comics.
Christian rapper, Manny P.
I'm joined by his brother Nis.
Yeah, Manny Penis.
Wait! I missed one somehow. Back
Let me
here.
see, Manny.
No, yeah, I agree with you. And what makes me sad about it is people will say like, "Well, the future is now." You know, like things change.
The future is now, old man.
It's yes, things change, but I do think that there is a genuine, value to that stuff in terms of you're not just eliminating couch co-op, you're eliminating the idea of like just sitting together and doing something. Like, do people realize that it's not just about gaming, right? At least not to me. It's about how you're eliminating like the idea of hanging out together and doing something in a room. I know that board games are kind of on a resurgence because of, the pandemic and everything, but you have to think for a long time that was kind of dead too. And those activities of sitting in a room doing stuff with other human beings, not having to be on a phone or on a keyboard or whatever, those are also good. I think this is a different experience. You and me playing this game together, messing around, having fun. I'm not saying it's a better experience, but it's a different experience than if you and I just played this game individually on our own and didn't talk to each other.
Yeah.
You playing couch co-op Halo is a different experience than playing online co-op Halo. It just is. There's benefits. I think both should always be an option. That's what I think, because say you move to Hawaii and I want to play a game with you. Well, couch co-op, probably not going to happen. We're not going to buy a plane ticket every
Not
time
with
we
that
play a
attitude,
game together.
pal.
Well, you're just not worth the money.
Well, I get that.
But, if we're just talking online, that's definitely an option. But if your friend lives next door, do you really need that? Why? If he's got a TV and you've got a TV, or you got two, you could just set them up next to each other, have fun, talk, hang out in the same room.
Well, that's what I think Nintendo has done a really good job of.
Yes.
Is they completely promote still the couch co-op. Mario Party is something that is a staple of if we have people over at my house, do you guys want to play Mario Party, Mario Kart? Do you want to do, something like, because that's Mario Party, you can pop in for an hour, have a beer, and play a game that takes zero skill. People who never play video games ever can play Mario Party.
It's fun.
It's a great time, yeah. And Nintendo does a great job of promoting that. I don't think that you see that very common. There's a few games like Overcooked. The Overcooked games are great couch co-op games, and there's a few games where you'll find that, but for the most part, it's been encouraged to kind of just stay home and spend money and buy microtransactions. And like you said, I think it's really fun to what we're doing right now is a great time, and this is something that is just not very common in either one of our lives, really. A lot of it's just online. You just meet with friends and you try to play games online, which is still really fun. Like you said, I think there's definitely a place for it. But I think lost is the art of having people over, having some food, having some drinks, and then just playing video games for a few hours.
Think about UFC. I know this is its own thing, but you watch a fight, right? These are three different things. You're watching a fight by yourself and you're texting your friend about it who's also watching at home. You're at the UFC stadium or event or whatever watching it, or you're in your living room. I don't know if you can are you not legally supposed to chip in on fights together? I'm not saying I did or didn't, but let's say someone hypothetically
Allegedly, they did.
Let's say hypothetically, four guys or college buddies are watching the fight together. They all paid for it. Those are all different experiences. Same fight,
Right.
Those are different social interactions, and I think that I can't figure out how to get here. Can you look around?
I can certainly try. I think you might have to go up because we're on the lobby. We have to go up to the 10th
Maybe,
floor.
but that's not different. It's not a different section of the map in terms of like pressing RT or LT. So I don't know how to do it. Maybe it is this.
Was there an elevator in here?
Gee, I don't remember. I don't know. I thought that you activated like the ability to go up by going there in the story. You know what I mean?
I thought you were right. Yeah, you go up here.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then there, yes. And then we go here.
Because there's several more Riddler things in this map. Like,
yes.
Not just that one, but in the
here we
hotel.
Go. 10th floor. Yep, we're here.
So you're there, but then after you grab that one, if you want to hit LT or RT, you'll see what I mean. There's more sections with stuff that I couldn't find, too.
Okay, yeah, we'll take a look.
But yeah, those are all different social dynamics, and I think they all have a place. And that's fine. And I don't like eliminating one for the other. I'm not advocating get rid of online either. I'm just saying why do we have to pick and choose? Why can't I enjoy my game online? You know, why can't, you and I hop on Halo online, right, and play for a while? Or if you could come over to my house, why can't we hop on co-op campaign split screen?
Yeah. Like, why can't the option be there? And is it that much work for the developer to put that in? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's difficult because they have talked about how it can affect the performance of the game, that you're essentially running two of them at the same time and all that. I get it, but I don't have a lot of sympathy for it when you're telling me that games could do it 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's my issue with it, is like, you're telling me that guy from 15 years ago on the PS2 could do what you can't do on a PS5.
Correct. Yes.
That makes you look like an idiot.
It really does.
Like that's my issue with it, is that they will... Oh, there's still one here. Looks like it's an event or something.
That's what I'm wondering.
They will kind of excuse it away, like, well, we can't do that. It's not as easy, but it's like, but why was it then?
Right.
I know games got more complicated. If it was just that, fine. But so did your tech. Mm-hmm. That PS5 is, hundreds of times more powerful than a PS1 or 2? And
you're telling me that hasn't advanced at all, and we can't keep up with that capability in any capacity? No, I agree.
Or even if you have to do something like, I believe, what Call of Duty was doing for a while, where you downscale the graphics some to get that to run. Fine, just have it be an option where the game is playable with two people.
Right.
I just don't see why we're going back. Do you remember when that was a thing? You have to shoot the... Yep. Do you remember that they used to have COD campaigns be co-op? You could do split-screen co-op on a few of them back in the day.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
That's dead.
I didn't even know, I totally forgot about it. That's how long it's been since you could do that. But what about, Spec Ops co-op, when we did Spec Ops all the time? That was a blast.
I think, did you see where you could grapple up to but not here? That hole there? We might have to go into there for the next section.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Wow.
Well done.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really good progress here.
It's just one of those things where I think that...
Okay, we need to get back over here.
They're just unnecessarily... That looks like the area up above, kind of.
I think you're right, because we are here and up. Yep, okay.
I don't know. So, it's actually 10. So I don't know, do you want to finish this building and then quit, or do you want to just stop now? Because I know you wanted to leave, and I don't play this without you, so we could come back to this next time.
I guess it did just say... We could just finish this building and then jump out next time, and then we could...
Oh, like start with this building next time?
Yeah.
That would be good.
Because we're already in here and it's saved.
You wanted to do some stuff before work tomorrow.